You put it in the refrigerator because that is what you do with meat. The refrigerator kills bacteria. That is the point of refrigeration. That is why food safety works. That is what you have been told your entire life. Walter Briggs had believed that too. He was 67 years old, a retired electrician from Raleigh, North Carolina. Every Monday morning, he drove to the grocery store and bought a package of sliced ham from the deli counter. Every day for lunch, he made himself a sandwich. He had done it for years, hundreds of times. Nothing had ever gone wrong. 4 days after he bought his last package, he ate the final slice. 9 days later, Walter could not tell his wife what day it was. His neck was locked rigid. His temperature was 104 degrees Fahrenheit. His brain was swelling inside his skull. And the infectious disease physician standing at his bedside had just asked Carol one question. How long had the ham been in the refrigerator? 4 days, she said. The physician nodded. Here is what Walter did not know. Here is what almost no one knows. Listeria monocytogenes, the bacterium now destroying the membrane surrounding Walter's brain, does not die in the refrigerator. It grows there. Every hour that package of sliced deli ham sat on the shelf of Walter's refrigerator, there was more Listeria on the surface of that meat than there had been the hour before. The cold did not stop it. The cold is what it prefers. Here is the part that should keep you up tonight. The FDA has known this for decades. The warning is on their website. It is referenced by the CDC. It is not on the package of ham in your refrigerator right now. This is system failure. Walter Briggs had spent 38 years running electrical wire through walls that other people would never see. He had retired at 65. Lunch had always been his meal. Carol handled dinner. Walter handled lunch. A ham sandwich on white bread, a handful of chips, a glass of iced tea. He bought his ham every Monday from the deli counter at the grocery store on Falls of News Road and made a sandwich from it every day that week. Nothing about this routine had worried him once. Remember the moment he pulled that package from his refrigerator shelf on Thursday afternoon. He had done it dozens of times before. We will come back to it. Listeria monocytogenes does not begin in your refrigerator. It begins at the deli counter. The slicer blade that cuts your deli meat runs for hours every single day. It has micro grooves, folded joints, and rubber gaskets where bacteria collect and persist. It is cleaned at closing and sometimes between uses, but complete sterilization requires dismantling equipment that is rarely fully dismantled. Listeria colonizes these surfaces and survives standard cleaning protocols. Every time that blade passes through a piece of meat, whatever lives on the blade transfers to the surface of every slice that comes off it. The meat goes into the package. The package goes into the refrigerated case. You pick it up, bring it home, and put it on the shelf. And this is where everything you believe about food safety stops being true. Most foodborne bacteria cannot survive cold temperatures. Salmonella, E. coli, Campylobacter. Refrigeration genuinely defends you against all of them. This is the entire foundation of modern food storage. This is why the refrigerator was one of the most important public health advances of the 20th century. Listeria monocytogenes is the exception to all of it. Listeria grows at 34 degrees Fahrenheit. It grows at 32. It grows at temperatures below freezing. The bacteria do not slow down in your refrigerator. They divide. They multiply. They use every hour your meat sits on that cold shelf to increase their numbers on the surface of every slice. Walter bought his package on a Monday. By Thursday, the Listeria on those slices had been doubling in population inside his refrigerator every few hours for 96 consecutive hours. He opened the package. He laid 4 slices on white bread. He added mustard. He pressed the bread together and cut the sandwich in half. He ate it at the kitchen table while watching the news. He felt fine. Here is what happens inside your body when Listeria monocytogenes reaches your bloodstream. In most people, it does not get that far. Your immune system catches it in the gut. You spend a day or two with fever and stomach cramps. You assume it was something you ate. You get better, and you never find out what it actually was. But you are 67 years old, and the immune system at 67 is not the immune system at 35. It responds more slowly. It identifies threats less precisely. Infections that your body would have cleared in days at 35 can take weeks at 67, and sometimes it cannot clear them at all. Listeria monocytogenes has evolved specifically to exploit that window. The bacteria penetrate the wall of your intestine and enter your bloodstream. Your immune system dispatches white blood cells to find and destroy them. Listeria responds by doing something almost no other foodborne pathogen can do. It does not fight the white blood cells. It enters them. It hides inside your own immune cells and uses them as vehicles, traveling undetected through your bloodstream, carried by the very system that was supposed to stop it. Inside your immune cells, Listeria moves toward the one organ your body defends above everything else, your brain. The blood-brain barrier is one of the most selective structures in the human body, a dense wall of tightly joined cells that controls exactly what is permitted to cross from your blood into your brain. It stops most bacteria. It stops most viruses. It is the reason your brain can remain sterile while the rest of your body is actively under siege. Listeria monocytogenes crosses it anyway. It carries proteins on its surface that allow it to bind to barrier cells and pass through them, one by one, until it reaches the other side. Once inside, the bacteria reach the meninges, the three membranes wrapped tightly around your brain and spinal cord. They begin to multiply. Your immune system floods the area with inflammation. The meninges swell against the interior of your skull. The pressure builds with nowhere to go. Your neck locks rigid. Light becomes unbearable. The pressure rising inside your skull presses on the nerves that control your vision, your hearing, your ability to form consecutive thoughts. The world becomes fragmented. Time becomes discontinuous. Confusion moves in, slow at first, then faster than anyone around you expects. You stop knowing what day it is. You stop knowing where you are. This is bacterial meningitis. And in adults over 65, the fatality rate is between 20 and 30%. With treatment, in a modern hospital, with everything working exactly as it should, the survivors do not always come back unchanged. Listeria meningitis causes permanent hearing loss in some patients, lasting cognitive effects in others. It is not an infection you recover from in 2 weeks and forget. 3 out of every 10 people who reach this point do not recover at all. Walter's first symptom was a headache. He noticed it on Saturday, 2 days after the sandwich. He told Carol it was sitting at the base of his skull, dull and constant. Bad sleeping position, he said. He took 2 Advil and sat down in his chair. By Sunday, the headache was worse. His temperature was 101. Every muscle ached. He had no appetite. Carol asked if they should call someone. Walter said he needed rest. Here is what neither of them knew in that moment. By Sunday morning, the package of ham was already in the trash. Carol had cleaned out the refrigerator. There was nothing left to test, nothing left to trace. The evidence of what had happened to Walter had been thrown away before anyone knew to look for it. This is how most Listeria cases disappear. The food is gone before the symptoms arrive, and the connection is never made. Monday morning, Walter stood up to go to the bathroom and grabbed the bedpost to keep from falling. He told Carol the light through the curtains was hurting his eyes. The fever had climbed to 102.8. Carol asked him what day it was. He paused too long before answering. She drove him to urgent care. The physician spent 15 minutes with Walter. Headache, high fever, light sensitivity, confusion, enough to send him directly to the emergency room at WakeMed Hospital rather than treat him and send him home. A lumbar puncture was performed within the hour. The needle entered the space between Walter's lower vertebrae. The fluid that came back was cloudy. Cloudy spinal fluid is not normal. It means white blood cells. White blood cells in the spinal fluid mean the meninges are infected. Walter was admitted to the neurological ICU. The culture went to the lab. The results would take 36 hours. They came back as Listeria monocytogenes. The infectious disease physician walked into Walter's room and found him lying with his eyes closed, neck rigid, temperature 104 degrees. Carol was in the chair beside him. She had not left. The physician asked when Walter had last eaten deli meat. "Last Thursday," Carol said. "Ham. He makes a sandwich every day for lunch." How long had the package been in the refrigerator before he ate it? Since Monday. He buys it fresh every Monday morning. 4 days. The physician explained what Listeria monocytogenes was, how it had traveled from Walter's gut to his bloodstream to his brain, and what the treatment would be. High-dose intravenous ampicillin, delivered continuously, started immediately. It was already running through Walter's IV line within the hour. He did not mention the fatality rate. Carol found it herself that night on her phone, sitting in a plastic chair outside the ICU. Walter spent 17 days in the hospital. His fever broke on day 5. Around day 9, the confusion began to lift. He recognized Carol's face in a way he had not for 4 days. He asked her what had happened. She told him he had eaten a bad sandwich. The neck stiffness lasted 3 weeks after discharge. The fatigue lasted months. The neurological team told Walter he had been fortunate. His general health and how quickly Carol had acted had worked in his favor. Between 20 and 30% of people with Listeria meningitis do not recover. He never bought deli meat again. The FDA's guidance on deli meat has been publicly available for years. Once opened, sliced deli meat should be consumed within 3 to 5 days, not within the use by date printed on the label. That applies to the sealed, unopened product. 3 to 5 days from the moment you break the seal. If you want to eliminate the risk entirely, the FDA recommends heating deli meat to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit before eating. Enough heat to kill Listeria on contact. This guidance exists. It is on the FDA website. Food safety professionals teach it. It is not on the packaging. Walk into any grocery store in the United States and pick up a package of sliced ham. The front tells you the brand and the flavor. The back gives you a use by date and instructions to keep it refrigerated. Somewhere in the small print, there may be a line about consuming within a few days of opening, placed between the nutrition information and a customer service number. There is no prominent warning on the front. There is no warning at the deli counter. There is no warning at the point of purchase, where the decision about how long to keep the meat actually gets made. In 2020, a deli meat producer recalled over 1 million pounds of ready-to-eat products after a Listeria detection. In 2022, sliced ham products across multiple states were recalled after Listeria contamination was traced to a single production facility. After each outbreak, an FDA statement, a CDC investigation, a voluntary company recall. After each outbreak, no new labeling requirement, no mandatory front-of-package warning, no change to the product. 1,600 Americans develop listeriosis every year. Around 260 die. Adults over 65 are the highest risk group, the group least able to fight the infection once it leaves the gut, and the group most likely to keep a package of deli meat in the refrigerator all week and eat it on day 5. The FDA has had this data for decades. The package has not changed. Walter Briggs bought his ham on a Monday morning. He put it in his refrigerator. He kept it cold. He did everything he had always done and everything he had always been told to do. He opened it on Thursday afternoon. He laid 4 slices on white bread. He cut it in half. You have done this too. You probably have ham in your fridge right now. Never eat deli meat that has been open for more than 3 days. This is system failure. I will see you in the next waiting room.